right? Failure means adjust, right? So I want you guys to always keep that in mind. That's the first thing. Failure does not mean stop. It means to adjust what you're doing. That's what failure means. Okay? Now, how do you actually reframe failure in real time when it still hurts? That's a thing because failure hurts. It does. It hurts. It hurts people. It hurts your ego. It hurts how you feel. It hurts the fact that you tried. It hurts. I understand that, right? But when it still hurts, what you need to do is you need to pause and you need to ask yourself, right? What is this failure trying to teach me? That's the crux of everything. That's the crux of it. Even when you win, right? You find out what it is that this win is trying to teach me. Everything is your teacher here on this earth. Okay? Everything that you're going through is a teacher, right? So you ask, what is this failure trying to teach me? Okay? What is it redirecting me towards? Maybe I try a different method. Okay? Maybe what I'm trying isn't working. How I'm doing it isn't working. Right? So that's what it does. It forces you to stop and ask, what is this trying to teach me? Right? Or what is it redirecting me towards? Okay? So you reframe failure basically by taking action, right? You take the emotion out of the failure. Take the emotion. I understand that you try. I understand that it hurts. I do. Believe me, I get that, right? But you need to just see it as data, okay? And say, what is this redirecting me towards, right? What is it trying to teach me, right? And you take the emotion out of it, you treat it like data, because every setback carries feedback, everyone. And I'm telling you this from experience, right? And I know you guys, because we've all failed. We've all failed, but you don't take it personally, right? So you say, what is it trying to teach me? What is this data that I missed before? Okay? Instead of you labeling it and calling yourself a failure, right? So that's what you need to do. Now, number 3 is the mindset shift. The mindset shift. The language. We have to be careful about the language that we use. Okay? There's a language of failure. So when you fail at something, guys, and this is a very important thing I want you to understand. When you fail at something, you're not a failure. You just failed. Okay? So we have to be careful of the language that we use too. All right? There's a big difference between failing at something and actually calling yourself a failure. Big difference. Okay? So that's something that I would love for us to get. So, that would make people less afraid of actually failing when they do fail. All right? So you got to remember that. One of them is situational. In other words, I failed at this task. Right? I failed at this task. That is situational. The other one, when you say I am a failure, that is identity based. Okay? So we have to move from seeing failure as part of our identity, okay, to situation